Now, it's time for the best coverage of high school football in the Valley. This is the Best Local Sports Show with Blake Arthur and Taylor Begley.
Let's rock and roll. Finally, football. For the first time since November of 2019, high school football games were played in our desert, one of which featured the reigning three-time league champs Palm Desert at home against traditional power Palm Springs in a back-and-forth thriller. Wow, what a game.
And around the valley, Rancho Mirage went on the road to take on Xavier Prep. It went down in the dungeon between La Quinta and Shadow Hills, and Coachella Valley clashed against Cathedral City. It's week 1 of 5 on the Best Local Sports Show, and it starts right now. Let's go.
You're watching the Best Local Sports Show with Blake and Taylor.
Welcome into the Best Local Sports Show. Blake Arthur alongside Taylor Begley. And Taylor, haven't said those words since November of 2019. And to be honest, I didn't know when or if I would say them again. But I will say this. Thank you. Thank you to everyone who made this possible. Healthcare workers, athletic directors, coaches, parents, and of course, the student athletes. It's been a long road living in these very strange, unprecedented times, but I think we've all grown to appreciate the little things, Taylor, one of which just being able to play football.
Yeah, it didn't even feel real being out there, but we're lucky to be a part of it and to have high school football back. Even if it's just a 5-week season in the spring, it's really great to see how sports, specifically football, can unify the community. Sure. Like you said, we're just happy and thankful to be a part of it. Now let's get to some football.
Let's
4 games here in week 1, and we start with Palm Springs at Palm Desert.
Yeah, the AZTECS, well, as you like to say, Taylor, they are it. AD, the top dog in the Desert Empire League, haven't lost a game in league since 2016. This was a great game. Palm Springs came out fighting. This is Jaden McCray, one of the top players in the Valley on the punt return. He makes a couple moves, and he has gone up the visitor sideline, takes it to the house. What a play made there by McCray. One of the top players, as I said, in the Valley, but more Palm Springs. Rolling right, name that goat, Isaiah Goat, going to find his man. And that's another touchdown. So just like that, the Indians, they're up 2 scores on the champs. But here comes Palm Desert. This is your guy. This is your guy.
This is your guy. It's the Joe Show.
The Joe Show. Anyi Joe. Touchdown there. And the AZTECS are on the board, and they would keep it rolling. Daniel Carter, going to roll to his right. And you already know, the Joe Show, Anyi Joe. PD's up 14-13 because of the extra point. Watch him go, Mr. Joe. AZTECS would get it back. This offense now with a lot of momentum. It's Carter, steps up in the pocket and chucks a bomb to Brock Stravallo. Brock's wide open. How's a guy get that wide open, Taylor?
I don't know.
Puts up 20 unanswered points to the AZTECS. They're up 20-13. Back to the Indians, needing to respond, and they do. Goad sneaks it in. That made it 20-20. But back to the AZTECS and this offense. I mean, it was back and forth all the way, and they're going to go to that man, Joe. Number 5 in red. Look at him go, Mr. Joe. Touchdown there, icing on the cake. Iced the game with 44 seconds. Palm Springs would have a chance late, but it was Palm Desert pulling away with the win. They stay unbeaten in league play since 2016. What a great game it is. 34-26 the final. AZTECS over the Indians.
They just get it done.
Oh, yeah.
No matter who they have on the roster, they find a way to win. And even though Palm Springs.
What a game for PD. Here's head coach Shane McComb.
We had 16 starters on the field. We go one way, so kids play on one side of the ball. And we had 16 kids that were making their first start tonight.
Oh, it feels amazing. You know, it's been like, 16 months since we've been back. We've been waiting for this for so long, and I think we came out here. It was a little closer than we wanted it to, but we capitalized in the end.
It feels awesome, really it does. It's like, something you don't really feel ever in your life, just being out here on the field with your guys and everybody's cheering for you, cheering you on, and it just feels like it's like an out-of-world experience. I don't really know how to explain it, but it's awesome.
We started off, and you could tell that there was young guys first Friday night out, and they got the jitters and stuff, but I think it was pretty obvious that once we settled down, we got that out of the way, and they came back and started playing well. The offense did a great job tonight. Coach Forty and the offensive staff did a heck of a job preparing and utilizing the athletes that we have Defensively, we came up big in some certain stops. We can play a lot better than that on defense. When you have a lot of kids starting for the first time against a pretty good Palm Springs team, they're big and they're strong on offense. So, they're getting hit in the mouth for the first time in a while and ever, with that physical of a football team. So, but I'm happy the defense rallied at the end, had 2 great stops. Offense did a heck of a job, and like I said, offensive staff, hats off to Coach Forty, and I think the whole staff together, great team win.
What a win. We've seen it before. Palm Desert just finds a way to get it done.
Yeah, even with less experience than Palm Springs, still found a way to get it done. Like I said, can't bet against Tom Brady, can't bet against Palm Desert.
That is right. All right, time now for our next game in the Desert Empire League. A look at La Quinta. LQ, what LQ you know. The Blackhawks in their season opener against a Shadow Hills team with a first-year head coach, Alex Esquivel, in a changing of the guard. Taylor?
Yeah, Blake, and when we visited with Shadow Hills this week, athletic director Michael Walsh told us that there's a change in the culture as well. It's a new era for the Knights. Meanwhile, for the Blackhawks, it's building blocks on Q Block. This is a young team trying to learn on the fly. And they've got the stability at head coach Patrick Ridness trying to get his team back in the win column after going 0-5 in league in 2019. Now on the other side, it's the newcomer, Alex Esquivel. The Esquivel era is looking to focus on team first over individual accolades, and they showed it tonight. Knights quarterback Alan McKeefrey airing it out to Ambrosio Pasillas for the score. The Blackhawks were in it in the first quarter. Sophomore quarterback Tommy Ansley to Calvin Miller for the 20-plus yard gain and into the red zone.
Good play there.
Good play. Now La Quinta, they would keep it rolling here. They convert for the touchdown. That's Isaiah Alvarado taking the handoff into the end zone, all the way into the end zone. This young Blackhawk team, though, had a tough time moving the ball after that. That was not the problem for Shadow Hills, though. Let's take a look at some more of these highlights from Shadow Hills, because they're looking pretty good here. McKeefrey scrambling,
Second
taking
effort.
it himself, and look at this. He takes half the defense with him and just bulldozes his way into the end zone. And then it keeps going. New quarterback for the Knights, but no lack of production. John Navarro with the beautiful pass to Pasillas. Shadow Hills dominates 42-14, the first win for Coach Esquivel.
So should be a good one next week. It's Palm Desert and Shadow Hills, 2 winners, so we'll see what happens there. And we're just getting started with the show. Coming up, the third and final game from the Desert Empire League in Week 1. Xavier Prep and Rancho Mirage in a instant classic. That was another great game.
Plus, we haven't forgot about the DVL schools. Just one game on the schedule this week, Coachella Valley and Cathedral City. Don't go anywhere. You're watching high school football on the best local sports show.
You're watching the best local sports show with Blake and Taylor.
Welcome back to the best local sports show. Blake Arthur alongside Taylor Begley. 2 down, 2 to go here with Rancho Mirage and Xavier Prep up next. And as I said in my preview piece, Taylor, I think the Rattlers are the sleeper team this year. They're always well coached, have that strong senior core. Then you got Xavier Prep. A lot of young talent for the Saints who continue to say, we're going to build Rome.
Yeah, Blake, and speaking with the Rattlers head coach LD Matthews this week, he was very complimentary of his seniors, especially with how they handled the pandemic. And then on the other side, James Dockery, also well coached over there. He's always upbeat about his team's chances to compete, even if they lack that experience.
Exactly right. Saints taking the field with cheerleaders there, Taylor, to support the team. Hey,
Let's go,
cheerleaders are people too. Rancho Mirage came into this one. This was a great game. Rattlers would get the first score. Cesar Vela, quarterback, the senior signal caller. He can sling it, but he can also run it. Sneaky athleticism. What's up, Shaw? First touchdown of the season for Rancho Mirage and of this game made it 6-0 Rattlers. Very windy out there, by the way, Taylor. I was out there this evening. It was blowing pretty good. Here's Ryder Ruiz to Jack Howard. He fumbles in the end zone, and Rancho Mirage hops on it. So a little debate as to whether that was a fumble or not. We don't have instant replay in high school football. So the referees, they gather, they use their resources, they talk it over, and they say, yeah, that was a fumble. Rancho Mirage recovers the fumble. That means no touchdown, no score for Xavier Prep, Rancho Mirage ball. But Saints would battle back in the second half. They storm back here. Ruiz to his tight end, Mason Ayani, touchdown there. And that was really the spark the Saints needed, because it was more Xavier Prep and Mikel Johnson. And Taylor, I really like this kid. He can run the rock. Touchdown there. Hobson made it 22-20. Xavier went for 2. They didn't get it, so they're still down 2. And the Saints kept marching. Ruiz finds another Saint. That's Noah Scott. And now Xavier leads. I mean, this was a team that looked very sluggish in the first half. Offense couldn't do anything, and here they are just putting up points like crazy. Rancho, speaking of crazy, chance to tie or win the game. Vela, oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no. Drop
That is just
pass.
heartbreak.
That is heartbreaking. Some great camera work from our man Wes Williams there. But Xavier Prep comes back to win it 28-22 over Rancho Mirage. Great win for James Dockery and the Saints.
To say that I'm happy or ecstatic to be your guys' coach, that's an understatement. That's an understatement, guys. We've had so much adversity from just the whole quarantine to the 5 a.m. workouts, to the testing, grade checks. It's a lot on your guys' plate every day. We're very hard on you guys. I know sometimes you guys go home like, man, this guy coach not gonna leave me alone. I go home, I feel bad about it because sometimes I think I'm too hard, but I coach you guys hard for these moments, guys. We talked about it. We're gonna be hard during the week because it's gonna taste so sweet when you get the victory.
All right, now to our only DVL matchup of week 1, Coachella Valley at Cathedral City. They had the cheerleaders back on the sidelines as well. They got the go-ahead today, and they were out there. They were not going to miss this. We talked about Palm Desert, who hasn't lost a game locally since 2016. Cathedral City hadn't won a game since 2016. That was until last season. This guy right here, a big part of that, O'Shea Wallace, the dual-threat quarterback. But it was Coachella Valley and its quarterback, Hugo Sandoval, who shined tonight. That's Victor Hilario taking the pass for the touchdown. Arabs up. Cathedral City did not stop fighting, though. Wallace and the Lions fought for every single yard and played tough despite the scoreboard. But the Arabs, they just kept on coming. Sandoval with the bomb to senior wide receiver Jonathan Martinez for another touchdown. Now, remember when I said the Lions were fighting for every single yard? Watch this right here. This run. I mean, he would just not go down.
Keep the legs
They had
moving.
a couple good runs, but they could not find the end zone. So Coachella Valley, they would capitalize because they didn't have a problem in that department. Multiple different receivers scored for the Arabs. Sebastian Camarena there, former student athlete of the week, getting in on the action.
Love that, love that.
And look at this, O'Shea Wallace with the interception, just a total athlete. But unfortunately, it wasn't enough. 46-0, Coachella Valley up. A great win for new interim head coach Bill Johnson and his squad.
How about that? All right, so that does it for the games just for this week, but we have more on the season as it progresses. In fact, we're going to look at next week's schedule, which has 6 games on tap.
Plus, everyone's favorite part of the show, Plays of the Week. We'll have the best 3 from week 1. You don't want to miss it. You're watching high school football on the Best Local Sports Show.
Welcome back to the Best Local Sports Show. Blake Arthur, Taylor Begley. We're going to finish with our Play of the Week nominees. Taylor, take it away with number 1.
All right, let's show number 1. We've got from Palm Springs, the senior Jaden McCray with the punt return. And yes, he would take it all the way back to the house. That is Play of the Week number 1.
Nominee number 2 from Rancho Mirage, Cesar Vela with a nice run for the touchdown, stays on his feet, gets up into the end zone there. Rattlers, though, would lose this game, but Cesar Vela, nominee number 2.
And then nominee number 3, Palm Desert's Hani Joe, the Joe Show. He was balling. 3 running touchdowns and 1 catch for a touchdown. That is Play of the Week number 3, just Hani Joe his entire night.
What a great game from number 5 in red. All right, quick look at the schedule for next week. 6 games, and we have a Thursday game, actually, Cathedral City and Indio, and then we get into the Friday schedule. 5 games, Palm Desert, Shadow Hills, La Quinta, Rancho Mirage, Xavier Prep, Palm Springs, and then Desert Hot Springs, Yucca Valley, 29 Palms, and Coachella Valley making their season debut. So nice to see all of our teams start to get back in the flow. And just nice to see football back, Taylor. I know we said it, just thankful to be a part of it. It was a great day out there for the community, and I know you enjoyed it as well.
Yeah, it was just a great day all around. Great for everybody, and just awesome to see.
High school football in the Valley, 16 months.
Football.
I mean, it was a long time. Spring football, that's right. All right, thanks for watching the Best Local Sports Show. For Taylor Begley, I'm Blake Arthur. We will see you next week for week 2 of a shortened 5-week season.